Celebrity marriages are like gourmet soufflés, delicate, complicated, and prone to collapse if you slam the oven door too hard. Somehow, though, supermodel Cindy Crawford and nightlife mogul Rande Gerber have kept theirs intact for more than 2 decades, despite whispers of betrayal, flirtations gone too far, and the kind of public scrutiny that would send most couples into witness protection. So, did Rande Gerber really cheat? Or are these just tabloid ghost stories meant to spice up our Sunday gossip sessions? Let's break it down. Early rumblings. Back in the late 90s, Rande was busy growing his bar empire while Cindy was transitioning from runway royalty to mom, actress, and lifestyle guru. According to insiders, Gerber had a reputation as a flirt, probably not shocking for a man who literally built his career in nightclubs filled with beautiful people and bottomless martinis. Former employee Harmony Kubiak came forward in 2004 with a story straight out of a soap opera. She told the National Enquirer that in 2000, just 2 years into his marriage, Rande invited her to sit on his lap during a limo ride to a strip club. She claimed things escalated with kisses and an invitation to his hotel room. Allegedly, she passed out, only to wake up with Rande in nothing but a towel. According to her, she freaked out and left. Now, whether this was a drunken misunderstanding or something more sinister is impossible to prove. But the incident cemented Rande's reputation as someone who couldn't exactly be trusted to babysit himself in a limousine. The lawsuit that rocked the bar scene. Fast forward to 2009, when 2 women who worked at Gerber's San Diego lounge sued him, alleging they'd been fired after refusing sexual advances. Gerber didn't just deny the claims, he went full gladiator mode. Through TMZ, his reps labeled the accusations a lie and extortion, promising to countersue for $10 million. Adding a Hollywood twist, George Clooney, yes, that George Clooney, jumped into the fray like Batman defending Robin. Clooney claimed he'd been with Rande the entire night in question and would even take a lie detector test to prove it. Imagine trying to take down Rande Gerber and suddenly George Clooney shows up in your courtroom as his alibi. That's not just unfair, that's cinematic. Disagreements, but make them fashionable. While scandal headlines swirled, Cindy and Rande carried on with their marriage in a way that was less explosive but equally entertaining. Crawford once admitted that their biggest fights often revolved around decorating their homes. Cindy liked traditional elegance. Rande leaned towards sleek and modern. In short, Pottery Barn versus Architectural Digest. Compromise, Cindy told People, means I've learned when to give in, and he's learned when to give in. Translation: their Malibu mansion probably has an antique coffee table sitting awkwardly next to a neon tequila sign. Communication, or lack thereof. If you think Hollywood couples survive on daily love notes and candlelit check-ins, think again. Cindy admitted in a 2010 interview that she and Rande don't talk much. Literally. "We're not people who talk 20 times a day," she explained. He'd be happy to never talk about the relationship again. So basically, Cindy's the one scheduling emotional check-ins while Rande's philosophy is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Or in his case, if it ain't broke, don't bring it up because I'm watching the game. Strangely, this lack of communication seems to have worked for them. Flirtations and rumors. Not all the scandal spotlight was on Rande. At one point, Cindy herself was accused of acting like a groupie at a Terraplane Sun concert. A drummer from the band claimed she was flirty with the guitarist and even shouted, "My marriage is over," while Rande stood nearby, allegedly unfazed. Her reps denied it, but the story gained traction in gossip magazines. The image of America's supermodel sweetheart drunkenly yelling about her marriage while her husband stares into the distance? That's primetime soap opera energy. Empty nest, full of drama. By 2018, Cindy and Rande had officially entered their empty nest phase. Their daughter Kaya was globetrotting as the next big supermodel, while their son Presley was testing out his own path, and a few tattoos along the way. Some insiders claimed the couple was living separate lives, no longer keeping tabs on each other. But Cindy squashed those rumors on Instagram with a swoony anniversary post. I couldn't have chosen a better man to do this thing called life with. The timing was suspiciously perfect. Kind of like when you post a hashtag couple goals selfie the same week your friends suspect you and your partner are fighting. Parenting disagreements. It's not just Cindy who's walked the runway. Rande once modeled too. So naturally, their kids inherited the gene pool jackpot. Both Presley and Kaya pursued modeling careers, but sources claimed their son's ambitions caused tension. Rande reportedly worried about Presley being sucked into the toxic fashion world, while Cindy, queen of the runway herself, was more supportive. Ironically, Rande seemed less worried about Kaya diving into modeling, even though she was still a teenager. Parenting contradictions. The most relatable thing about this couple: tequila, Clooney, and late-night shenanigans. As if running a bar empire wasn't enough temptation, Rande partnered with Clooney in 2013 to launch Casamigos Tequila. What could go wrong when two famous friends create unlimited access to top-shelf liquor? Cindy once shared a story on Conan O'Brien's show that could have been pulled straight from a sitcom. One night, she went to check if Rande had made it home after a tequila-fueled outing with Clooney. She found a man passed out fully clothed in her guest room. Assuming it was her husband, she leaned in, only to realize it was George. Luckily, everyone laughed it off. But Cindy's marriage sometimes sounds less like Vogue and more like Animal House. The sequel, always friends, even if. Cindy has often said the secret to their marriage is that she and Rande were friends first. They met before either was available. Cindy was still married to Richard Gere, and Rande had a girlfriend. Instead of jumping straight into romance, they built a friendship, and later, a marriage. Crawford even declared they'd always be friends no matter what. To some, that sounds like pre-divorce foreshadowing, but maybe it's just a reminder that their relationship isn't solely built on red carpet chemistry. It's built on shared history, tequila, and possibly mismatched living room furniture, makeup-free and marriage-approved. One of the funnier quirks Cindy has revealed: Rande apparently hates makeup. This is ironic, considering Cindy's entire career has revolved around expertly applied makeup on camera, catwalks, and magazine covers. She once confessed during a Vogue tutorial that this is already too much makeup for him. Imagine being married to one of the most famous supermodels in history and saying, could you tone down the mascara? That's peak husband energy. The marriage that won't quit. Despite all the rumors, lawsuits, tequila-fueled mishaps, and questionable communication strategies, Cindy and Rande celebrated their 27th wedding anniversary in 2025. Cindy even shared a heartfelt Instagram tribute. "I feel blessed to have you by my side for all the ups and downs life brings. Hopefully, we're just getting started." And maybe that's the takeaway. Their marriage isn't some fairy tale romance. It's messy, complicated, and occasionally bizarre. But it's also durable. Where other Hollywood unions collapse faster than a Kardashian wedding, Cindy and Rande's has managed to withstand every scandalous headline thrown its way. Did he cheat? So, back to the million-dollar question. Did Rande Gerber actually cheat? The short answer: no hard proof. There were accusations, lawsuits, and plenty of smoke, but no definitive fire. Cindy never left him. George Clooney went to bat for him, and the couple still posts gushy anniversary tributes 2 decades later. At the end of the day, maybe Cindy and Rande's story is less about cheating rumors and more about the odd ways relationships can function under fame's spotlight. They fight over furniture, don't over-communicate, drink a suspicious amount of tequila, and somehow, it works. In other words, they're not a perfect couple. They're just a perfectly Hollywood couple. So, what do you think? Did Rande Gerber really cross the line, or are the tabloids just stirring the tequila too much? If you enjoyed this deep dive into the wild, dramatic, and surprisingly hilarious world of Cindy Crawford and Rande Gerber's marriage, don't forget to hit that like and make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching, and remember, in Hollywood, the truth is sometimes stranger than fiction.